I just love you guys, and I appreciate you being here for us, and I appreciate you doing the things that you're doing, and I appreciate you building this. Please like this episode as well as every other episode you do enjoy going on right now that I'm very excited about. And I see Doge, and I see the realignment of the educational system coming together for a real unique opportunity that we haven't had in a long time. And that's exciting more and more each day. It all comes back to coming back to yourself, taking your you have three brains, right? You have the brain of the head, you have the brain of the heart, and you have the brain of the gut, gut instinct, right? I would love to really be able to get into some comfortable situations where we can start feeding back into the community that we haven't had in a long time. If we take the right approach, we have the ability to really dramatically affect not only the children growth, we could start turning revenues and rolling them into, for instance, here in this small town, seeing what kind of effects we have. We have coming up very shortly, as much as we should. And I think this is probably the strongest because it has emotion as well. And then those two signal to the brain to send out the chemicals that do the work that needs to be done according to whatever I have already talked a little bit about it with Emma on Emma Lynn and Grandpa Rod. I wanted to do that first, darn it. So I'm trying to get a little more technically capable. Wow, I should have cleaned that up a little bit. So I'll sit back and sit in my easy chair, still waiting for the Mangum teenagers to start on the stage with me and Emma Lynn on Saturdays. As I said before, we are doing that. We were at 11. I'm moving it back to 11:45, just to give Emma a little bit more time. She's 2 hours behind us. So just to be fair, and that's what Grandpa's trying to do as best as they can. And so I'm doing the best that I can. Wow, we have a real slow entry in today coming in. I did just book this, or I did just out of the blue do this, so I don't know how much we're going to have as far as attendees today in the audience. It's always a good thing to be doing up. So as I speak, somebody's popping in here, and I'm gonna do something a little different today, as you saw in the edits. As you know, in the past, I've tried this and thought I had it figured out. Well, I think I've got it figured out. Again, I think I have it figured out once again. So I am going to do a series of things. We're going to obviously have this introduction about the Regeneration School Project. That's coming along phenomenally well. And a lot to update about that. I am going to be a guest on somebody's show tomorrow, but we're also live streaming to our tribe, us, as well as going out to her tribe. And that's listed on, and hopefully we'll be combining some tribes here. This is about all coming together. And she is a corporate trainer, an educator, but she also has a little bit of a twist, and that's kind of interesting to me. She reads tarot cards. So her and I are going to go through my story. I'm her guest. So, this is what we talked about over the last few days. She reached out and invited me in. I was very excited when I saw the format that she's running. But I also am going to do a video montage, let's say. I'm gonna read that entry that you guys some of you may have seen was about I'm going to start using that intro because it's really talking about a lot about voices at the table, and which is the studio name for the Regeneration School Project. Voices at the Table started out, oh, we got a big jump here. Hey guys, I appreciate everybody jumping on. As I was just saying, I'm going to do a little video montage, and in there's going to be a lot about Mangum, Oklahoma. I've told you before, I've just started realizing how important it is to try different areas out. We always seem to, let's say we live in a place and we live there, or we go to a place because of work or because of whatever the case may be. Nowadays, with the ability to work, let's call it remote or digitally, in the way that things are set up in these days, I'm really suggesting that people really start taking a look and looking at other areas of the country to live. I made a choice here because of two reasons: to get closer to my two sets of granddaughters, two sets, one each, and I got a lot closer. And then, but you know, I'm not all up in the Kool-Aid, but I'm close enough to be able to pop out there and pop over there and see them. And you know, the family gets together so much more often that way. And a big reason also was for us to be able to be authentic. We talk about that a lot. And being authentic means you are who you are, and you're speaking who you are, and you're speaking from who you are. And so in order to do that, I'm right in the middle of middle America, a little bit rural, a little bit city, a little bit country. Love the accents here. In the South, not the deep South, but on the edge of the South. So right below me is Texas. I'm about, I don't know, there's an area I'm really close because the panhandles, can't do that right. But Texas and Oklahoma, those panhandles meet up. And actually, at one point, Oklahoma was Texas because there was an error in it's not the zoning, but there was an error in the way they laid out because they thought one river, the Red River, was actually a different river. So we were put into Texas, and then in, I think it was 1930s, maybe. I got to fact check me, somebody. But then they corrected that, and we now are Oklahoma proud. So at the end of the day, 88 people here. I appreciate you guys all flowing in. Sorry about the late announcement on this one, but we are going to have a little bit of fun today. I talked a little bit about the Regeneration School Project, as well as Voices at the Table, giving teens, their teenagers, their voice and confidence, and building their from the inside out, building them and that whole relationship to society, family, and everything else. But we're gonna do mostly what I'm about to do now. And so I'm gonna switch over to this here. I'm gonna talk about this, but there's a really, let me pause this for a second. So this is a clip out of the intro video that we will now have as a consistent piece of the intro coming in. The outro is going to stay the same. Producer Barbie will always and still today is consistently adding in the backgrounds in the scenes, and she's a big reason that this all got started. But let's play this short tape, and then I'm going to go to a bunch of social media. I'm going onto my Instagram account, so also please subscribe to my Instagram. I think we have about 1,000. I don't know how many. We have 1,277 people there. before I started before we really started going on this show, I think I had like 20 or something. So it's really growing at a pretty good clip. But I'm going to show a bunch of social media posts. I'm going to show some AI posts that I really started, and then I'm going to show some videos, clips, of which there's a range of things. I've got some family in there, of course, and I've got the show, and I've got some lessons and meanings and things about life. So I think I've corrected it this time. And so let's play the tape. We talked about this, but there's a really unique time going on right now that I'm very excited about. And I see Doge, and I see the realignment of the educational system coming together for a real unique opportunity that we haven't had in a long time. If we take the right approach, we have the ability to really dramatically affect not only the children growing up. So that's the middle of the opening clip, which is about I think it's 3 or 4 minutes. I should have looked when I was on earlier. What's been the most rewarding part of starting this project? Oh, that'll be good. Let me get through a couple of the social media posts, and then I'll start answering some questions. Mr. Valino, excellent question. I love that kind of question. But let's do this. Let's go here, and let's show some of these posts.
And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey! If this world were mine.
Hey,
just a couple of cute ones here to start up.
If this world was mine, I'd take it.
And then let's go to, there's my youngest grandbaby. Let me know if the sound's going through here. I believe it is. I think I got it fixed. Look at the wave. I'm going to her on November, well, I'm not going to give the whole dates things, but going to her birthday party just over the border in Texas. And I'm very excited about that. Hopefully now becoming a regular occurrence between back and forth with Emma, where I take my dogs and we hang out for a week at their place. And then scutter on over couple of states to Maddie, and just really loving life right now. Let me do this one. So here's Emma. That was Maddie.
I used to think I had a lot of friends.
And this
now I realize I just know a lot of people.
From it.
Time taught me that friendship isn't about who remembers your birthday or who laughs at your jokes. It's about who stays when the laughter fades, who checks on you when you've been quiet too long, and who shows up even when it's not easy. Some people are only there for the spotlight, when life is fun, when you're the one giving, when there's nothing heavy to carry. But real friends, they're there in the shadows too. They're the ones who ask, "How are you really?" and wait for the real answer. They don't keep score, and they don't disappear when you need them most. It's not wrong to know a lot of people, but there's a difference between a crowded room and a few hands that hold you steady. Letting go of the idea that every friendly face is a true friend can hurt, but it also makes space for the ones who truly matter. The ones who choose you again and again, not because it's easy, but because you're worth it. So now I don't count friends. I just notice who's still here.
So that's going to be a mixture of messages within today's theme. Love how the show focuses on rebuilding hope. So inspiring. Oh, Kathy, I love you, man. I just love you to death. Let me come back out here. I'm going to get a couple of these questions in anyway. As I was saying, how do you guys? I've got this really cool chair. It's this big old fat leather. There's a couple of them here. chair that I get to rest my bum on and sit back with the tribe, with us, the group, the folks, our team, our great middle class, and really enjoy having a conversation. It's like I tell the guests when they're on the show, which is most of the time, luckily, because they actually have a little bit better intelligence level, let's say, and can make those things really better for you, our audience, which is what the show's all about. As Kathy says here, I love how the show focuses on rebuilding hope. It's so inspiring. And that's the whole thing is we need to have not just hope. And yeah, Kathy, absolutely hope. Rebuilding hope is where it begins and where it starts. But that's not where it ends. And so it's important that moving forward, we have these conversations each and every day. We have these moments in time where we have reasonable. I want to keep that chair there until it moves into a leather chair like what I'm sitting in. It's like and I'll get into some of the Mangum stuff here where I'm living, because like I was saying at the very beginning, we got over 200 some odd people here, almost 230, 229. Appreciate you guys being here. God bless you. So couple updates. Mondays is coffee and tea time is back, open mic. But we're gonna put a twist to it. Oh, wrong hole there. Wrong throat, or whatever the right word is. We're going to have our Monday meetings, as we talked about yesterday. This thing is, it's either a shadow or it's in front of the. I need a producer. Anybody out there want to produce for the show? Doesn't pay anything. We aren't making anything, so eventually it'll pay something. But any and all help is greatly appreciated. Wow, we're up to 253. So keep on coming, subscribe, like the videos when you like them, especially when you like them. But please add comments, make comments. Yes, absolutely here. The conversations, the chats are important. But in the video itself, add comments. We're really looking to grow and continue to grow. Kathy, you make an excellent point. I'm going to put a little plug in here. And Mr. Bellino, I will get to your question right after I spout about this little personal plug or show plug. And speaking of plugs, I want to thank the Mangum City Library, and especially the library director, Joseph, or Joe, I call him. 275 people. Keep coming in, folks. Keep coming in. We have really developed a really awesome relationship, and they sponsor us. They're the reason we're in this room, and a very wonderful group of people that are here within the library and then are here within Mangum. You know what? I'm going to do this really quick, and then I'll get to your show. Juanjo. How do I pronounce your name? Could you add that phonetically in the message, in the comments? And again, subscribe and comment. So let's do this Mangum one first. Let's put this way. And then let's come over here and do this. Man, I hope this is working, folks. Please let me know if the sound is coming through. There's the library right there. I'm right up in that corner right there. All right, so let's do that. Mangum Studio. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show you this one, but it's got a misspelling in the. No, I'll come back to that. I got to be fair to my friend here. What's been the most rewarding part of starting this project? Oh, man. Like I said, I love this question. It's been a lot of rewarding parts. We're just starting, as you point out, sir. But so far, the most rewarding part is really, honestly, it's brought my family even closer together. It's been an awesome excuse to be able to have additional conversations beyond what we normally do. Emma and I talk all the time. Maddie and I FaceTime on my iPad. I gotta find it. I misplaced it somewhere, and I gotta look for it. But so we do all that, and go to birthday parties, and do all the regular stuff. But now there's this extra personal 275 people. Thanks for being here. Keep coming in, man. Like, subscribe. Let's keep this momentum in this movement going at the pace and the high pace that it is. I'm just loving what we're doing. So the families even getting closer together, and we're building some infrastructure around the show with a number of members of the family. Well, basically all of them, the immediate family anyway. And they are very vested in the joy and the purpose and the mission that we're all on. That's been just amazing to me over the last year, how much more our relationship has grown and developed. And I think there's some connections with certain people. Well, with my son Brandon, he and I have connected even more because we have a common, it used to be about sports and all that. Then it was about business, and we kind of chatted about that, but we're in totally different businesses at the time. So, there was heartfelt, honest devotion and appreciation and discussions, but it was not anything like it is now. Emma, same thing. We have these additional things, being in common. How they say with a relationship, to have at least some common interests adds to the security of being longer and deeper in that family relationship. What inspired you to focus on rebuilding the middle class? I will get back to you. Let's get to some of these videos. But additionally to that, the reaction of people in the street. People are coming up to me and having that conversation. I've only been in Mangum for a month and a half now. The show's only been in Mangum for just under a month and a half. One of the first things I did is set it up as soon as I moved here. And even before the house was set up, the studio was set up. And, I had the internet waiting for us. And, it was that critical urgency, but it's paying off. We already have like 40 subscribers just in Mangum. People in Granite are starting to subscribe, which is a town a little bit away. So we're kind of even growing out here. That's been very rewarding in the reaction of the people in the cities here. When it was warmer out, it closed for the season, but the community pool is right by my house, and this big, huge park, and then there's this pool in it. It's this little complex. The middle school, the baseball fields are kind of all that way, and it's less than only less than a block from me. And so when I was over there, some people would come up and say, "Hey, what about this and that and this and that?" Just really neat stuff. As a matter of fact, one person I got to get back to. He played. He was an actor and plays in a band, but kind of I think it was about 10, 12 movies. And just a neat guy. So the reaction of people and when we talk about this program, Regeneration School Project, and let's just go to voices at the table, and what we're just talking about there with Emma. That's an amazing feeling to get some feedback, uncensored, unasked for, unrequested. Just people saying, "Hey, what you're doing," and we haven't done anything yet, but what we're working on. We're talking about it so people find out about it. But what we're doing is really making people know and see that the school system is broken. It's outdated. It's thuggery. I say thuggery because it's everything but what it should be, and it poses itself as something more important than it is. And that's not the teachers. To a degree, it's not the administrator. Well, maybe it is about that, but it's deeper than that. And we've got an uphill climb. There's no way to say that we're not gonna not have an easy ride. We say that we are going to have an easy ride. This is not going to be an easy ride. That's why I impress upon our tribe, our community, us, you, me, everybody here. By the way, subscribe and like, please. And that's why I impress upon over and over and over and over again the importance that is us to take control and have our voices heard. It's not just about teens, but it's about us, everybody. It's about fixing mental health. 70% of people, children and adults, whole span, well, except for babies. I hope except for babies. I don't think so. Mental illness. There's issues out there that our government just doesn't care enough about to address. So let me go here. I'm going to go back to some of the videos here. I think we did that. Let's go. This isn't just about the show. Some of these videos are about messages, and that's why I wanted to bring them on. And then I'm going to show you some in a little bit, just some PDFs that we sent out, especially early on before we started doing the short clips, sending them to places like Instagram. Join me on Instagram too. I got 1,277 people there now. Just started that, and I mean, forever it was at like 2 people maybe, or maybe nobody. I don't know, but yeah, we got 1,277 followers now just on Instagram. Got another, I think, 5 or 6 or 7,000 on LinkedIn. X, we got about 3,000 or 4,000 followers. What am I missing? YouTube. Well, you know what? I really don't know, to be honest with you. LinkedIn and Facebook, and then we've got multiple pages in Facebook. So check us all out there. But let's listen to this because I think it's an important thing.
Someone once said to me, "You know you have a big heart
This hits.
when you feel bad for doing what is best for you." And I felt that.
That's the lake right around the corner from me. Those are my 2 dogs. So there's that.
Let's pray for this Tuesday, the last day of the month. Lord,
Let me pause that for a second. So what I'm showing you here is last week, about the middle of the week, the Head Start program here in Mangum. There's 2 of them actually, and then there's a bunch of support. It's really interesting. This small town really devotes a huge amount of the revenue or the taxpayers' dollars into the children and the elderly. There's free, I mean, you can be driven anywhere you want. There's these army of buses that go and pick up people, take them to the store, that need it. There's a lot of support structure. This right here is right directly below me in the main floor of the library that I showed you earlier, the outside. I really hope the sound is working. Do you mind somebody chiming in and just confirm, only because I've messed it up so many different times. And this one, I want to make sure I've got it right. It shows, okay, we don't have sound right now, probably because I'm paused. Let me see if we do have sound. Hold on. I'm going to show the rest of this, but this is the book reading, and that's Joe right there. He's made a cameo once or twice, but he really he's a very intelligent man. Runs AI for not only the museum, technically the museum, but for the library as well as for City Hall. They just did a whole server transfer over, and just a very impressive guy. But for him to come on the show, he warned me. He's opposite of me in that he needs to prepare and make sure everything, is right, and he doesn't want to look bad. So let's go and let's watch this quick one here. It's religion is important, whatever that is, the spirit that you work with. But I'm independent, so I go either way politically, depending on who the person is, not the party. But I'm also spiritual, and it's been a blessing to come to God. And I want to play. Hopefully, I've got. You know what? I got to pull up X to do that. But let me play this clip, and then I'll get back to some of these questions here. This is Mangum Public Library.
Thank you for your love, protection, and blessings throughout this month. As we close this chapter, we place our hopes and worries in your hands. Fill our hearts with peace, renew our faith, and prepare us for a new month overflowing with joy and favor. Amen.
So they do that every month. No, I'm sorry. That Head Start program, they do it once a year. They bring in that was one small group, but they bring the children in, and he reads a book to them, and then they give them a book as well as tickets to some event, which is kind of cool. And we want to do that here as well. There's some people that I'm talking to that are helping to kind of coordinate that. We want to bring people into say let's have a fall festival, and say in between maybe a Thanksgiving or Christmas area thing, Christmas time area, and in that have bounce houses and for the little ones, and food for the kids and everybody else, but for the kids, that food draws. It's like what Emma said. You have food there, they'll come. So that's kind of cool. Let's go to a question. What inspired you to focus on rebuilding the middle class? Well, it's very simple. Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I'm a very curious person, so I watch a lot of stuff and I think about stuff way too much, and I overthink and do it. I'm just a regular dude, but there's all that packed in. I should say packed in. And with that, you look at things and you say, we're getting screwed. Why is this? So you think about it for a while. And I had a guest on who came from the inner city, literally the projects, and just let's call that the hood. I guess that's a descriptive name we could use. And he made a comment to me once about seeing that happen and then wondering why it's happening, and then thinking more of what led up and why people are choosing that, and all these questions started coming up. Same thing with me in this great middle class. I wrote a book, which I honestly I started querying and then realized I was getting feedback from prospective agents saying, "Love your writing." I mean, I'm a poet too. I love writing. It's a writing to me is a healing thing. Fortunately, I'm in the library, and say this really quietly. I'm not much of a reader, but I do love writing. And so anyway, the agents were saying, "Hey, so what's your platform?" And I didn't have. I mean, I had a scattering of social media that I just posted whatever BS on, and so I quickly realized and found out that you need a platform. And it's not that you're going to, the person that's going to sell your book, but they need to know that you can sell yourself, and that people like what you are talking about. Nobody's ever heard of you. How are you going to be by name the person that, or by interest, or if you have 1 million followers, it's a lot easier for the publishers and for the agents to make that. It's a business, I mean, it's a beautiful business, but it's a business, and you've got to be able to prove that your writing, first of all, your writing is there, not tits, let's call it. But then you've got to prove that you can sell yourself, that you can have the ability to add to the party, let's say. This chair. I got these big old arm things here that are about this big, and you can hear it's good solid wood, big leather padding, just a great stuff. I love what the library has done for us here. I love the fact that they're dialed into our. Should move up a little bit. It's funny. You move back a little tiny bit, and all of a sudden you end up being so much further out. Show. Hey guys, when are we gonna fill this chair? By the way, I should say this chair. By the way, no, I was right the first time. When are we gonna share this? When are we gonna fill? Oh, I did it. Damn it! See, I gotta figure something out there. I'm always messing. I shouldn't be, but I'm always messing with this stuff. No, I'm right in front of the chair. All right, let's bring it down here. I want to have the mic in there, but you know what? I should not have the mic in there. Probably it shouldn't be as big of a deal as this. Let's go back to some of the videos here. Welcome to the greatest place on earth.
You are mine.
There's the library. I'm right there. I'm right here. I'm talking to you right here. From right there. It's the entrance. It's the studio. That's the dogs. That's City Hall. That's not City Hall. That's the police. I don't know where you go when you're gotta go to do a ticket or you're in trouble and you gotta go to court. This is that playground I was talking to you about.
Look at that.
This is a beautiful rainstorm. We had
nice
a month or so ago.
little bit of rain coming down.
I'm on my porch here, and so I was sitting on my. I love this, and I'm as soon as I have the ability, I want to build a wraparound porch, because I've always dreamed of one. I've got a little bit of land here, and there's nothing better. Now, there wasn't any lightning in that one, but there probably was. But anyway, there's nothing better. And tell me I'm wrong, folks. There's nothing better than sitting on your porch, sipping some tea or drinking a cup of coffee and watching the rain come down. Being part of that it's just so, take a deep breath. That's what it feels like. Just do it. It's so that feeling. For me, at least, when I'm sitting and enjoying that time. Let's go to another one here. Here's, speaking of land, here's just behind my backyard.
There it is.
I see
Lake
trees
right behind
of
my
green,
house. Here comes the car coming
red
out the road.
roses too.
There it is.
I see
Let's see what else. Here we go. Let's try this one a little bit.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. Hope you're wearing your best clothes. Just stop your crying, it's a
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, unless we fix what's happening to, it's about rebuilding the great middle class, but it's also about fixing what's happening to the great middle class. And if we don't do that, it is going to be the final show. Let's move on here. Oh, let me go to, let's do some of these. Look at all these comments here. Awesome show. Ooh, this one. I think I-
Move in silence and only speak when it's time to say checkmate.
I want to go down, check this out. So all of these I did in my, it's called make.com, M-A-K-E. It's an automation that I do. And what I do is I go to here, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this real live time. I go to I use here it is. I use Telegram. I always, people always say, well, use Telegram, this, that. And I always thought, why would you do that? But here's what I do it. So I'm gonna do something right now. Let me look and see if it pops up. This should go out to everybody, but right now I'm gonna do this voice message. If you see here, I'm doing a voice message. In this voice message, I'm doing this from the show. By the way, this is Rod Duff, your host and founder of Insights and Straight Talk. And in that show that we're doing right now, I'm sending out this voice message to my automation program, and then it grabs that message and it creates things like this automation here. Talks about, in this case, LinkedIn, Twitter. Let's read what it says. We're moving our show, Insights and Straight Talk, to Oklahoma. So this is a little outdated. Join me, Rod Duff, and on Insights and Straight Talk. Talk about the Regeneration School Project, and Voices at the Table, as we take a deep dive into automation and innovation, business strategies. Make sure to catch our episodes dropping soon, and check out exclusive content on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and right here on Instagram. Don't miss our action-oriented discussions that boost your SEO game. We have a whole community for AI, and Brandon and I are joining together starting the 14th of October, Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. And that we're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about life hacks. And what I mean by that is growing your own food. I'm getting a couple chickens, having your own eggs. There's multiple reasons for that. One, your food intake will be much, much, much healthier. I mean, growing lettuce, simple, not the end all, but start adding, supplementing things to your food. What we do now is take supplements. Why not get better food? So check out our latest on YouTube at Duff 1939. Let's revolutionize the way we do business together. And then I've got another one. How long is this so far? 2 minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and send that. It's sent. And I'll check in a little bit, see if what we got here. I'm going to go through a couple more of these because they're kind of cool. Okay, so this one's kind of fun. That's Maddie, and that's Brandon. And you'll see a lot more of him very shortly. This one's, I love this.
So when I die, which I must do, could it shine down here with you? Just my love is mine, all mine. My love, mine, nothing in the world belongs.
Isn't that beautiful? That's CapCut. All right, so I gotta jump back on this comment. Okay, so this is Matt Walker. He's from my industry, my old industry. He's still in the industry, but he is a very intelligent, very funny, a very good guy, very great family man. Works for a very large extrusion company. Making, okay, let me put it this way. And Matt, if you want, throw out the name. I'm not going to say it unless you agree to it. So, but he, they make the 6-packs. Basically, anytime you buy a bottle, 6 packs, or 6 or 12 or whatever, but 6 packs, let's say, and they're in the kind of stretch where you can pick them all up at the same time and carry them away. He and I have done some projects together, but being a strong member of watch what he says here, because there's a very funny story about that. Being a strong member of the middle class requires you to have knowledge of the correct way to eat chicken wings. Loving your content, JR. Hey, by the way, Matt, always from now, I dropped JR. There's a reason I did that, and you and I can chat about it at some point. But no, you know what? The reason I dropped it is because I had a break, I had a thing, and so I let that nickname JR was a mask I always hid behind, and so the chicken wing thing is. He taught me how you actually eat chicken wings in a very easy way. And I was like, yeah, come on, that can't be, because you see, you do this, or there's a way to take the meat off chicken wings in one fell swoop. And it's awesome. It really, I mean, it sounds funny, but it really worked out very, very well. Okay, so I'm pretty good on messages there. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this one. Let's do one about this show. That's producer Barbie there. Okay, that was thought it was. Let's go. Let's try this one. What AI can do is take your creativeness and polish it up a little bit, make it a little prettier, make it a way that you approve of. So at the end of the day, all it's doing is pulling data. It's not creative, though. It's helping your creative. It's supporting you in being creative. And the more you do it with AI, the more creative you become. What AI can do is take your creativeness and polish it up a little bit, make it a little prettier, make it a way that you approve of. So at the end of the day, all it's doing is pulling data. It's not creative though. It's helping your creative. It's supporting you in being creative. And the more you do it with AI, the more creative you become. What AI can. So I played that twice for a reason, because I want to get this through to people. And we'll talk more about AI and automation. Like I said, crypto, life hacks, growing lettuce. I've got a bunch of, well, there's a lot of farmers around me, you know, in the outskirts. Like I said, the next town is 23 miles away. And in between that is nothing but farmland. It's beautiful to see, but I can get to like the big box store that's 23 miles away. And I can get there in 27 minutes-ish or so, and 30 minutes, let's just say. But here's the thing. When I was in Chicago, the big box store was only about 10 miles away from me. You know, lived in the neighborhood and had to go up the road a little bit to go. But it would take longer to get there than it does here because there's no cars, or, you know, a traffic jam is like 3 cars here in a row. And, you know, where I was in Chicago, it's like 80 cars is a good day in front of you. Let me go back to Matt here. All right. So ITW Highcomb is the company that he works for. And he's been there for quite a while. He and I have worked on projects at different, you know how it is. You start in your workforce, and then you gain some experience and you gain some knowledge, and somebody else is looking for something additional, and then you continue to grow. Sometimes you can do that within one company, but a lot of times you can't. Starting to run long here, so good to see you, by the way, Matt. Let me come back to here a little bit. How do you see AI impacting underrepresented founders in tech?
I think it's helping to level the playing field. With AI, it's less expensive to do things. You can do things quicker. So a person can do more with less, even more so with the help of AI.
Exactly. I think I cut that off a little early. We got a lot of them. So I want to bring up, here's another one. So this is something I do in AI. By the way, all these video edits, I'm a one-man show. Right now, I'm a one-man band, so to speak. Hopefully over time, we'll get additional support. Still have almost 300 people here on the show. I appreciate that. Matt, spread the word around. And subscribe. I think you already subscribe. I notice you comment quite a bit over time, and I appreciate that support. What else? So I do this through that automation. Remember, I was telling you about that telegram that I say a voice. I'm just walking around. I was on the show. Let me see. I'm gonna try something. Let me see if it would have already shown up. Actually, I don't know where to look for it, so I probably shouldn't. You got a LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I should type it. No, not here. I want to go LinkedIn here. LINKED. In login. Login. Go back to here. Here's my LinkedIn. What do we got? We got post impressions, 365 post impressions the last few days. Page visitors. Let's go to me. Profile. This is my profile. All of these started out from the machinery side, the machinery business. I had very little activity, but you got, here, LinkedIn, I've got almost 4,000 followers, a shitload of connections. I don't know what the difference of those two are. I've never really checked it out, but let me go. Let me go. Actually, I need to add Oh, you know what? That's not gonna work. So let me see if I can do it. Let's see, how do I want to do it? Because I'm only sharing Instagram right now, so I just want to see what it says. Let me come here to post, create a post, post. So let me see what it said. Something is happening. I see the change. Yeah, you know what? That was a bad idea. So let's get back to what we're doing. Let's go to here, go back to Instagram, come down here. And for some of you that came on late, I want to some of the other things I did. This is AI generated, which is kind of cool. Why do I? Isn't that fun? So let me come back down here. Oh, by the way, we're streaming live on Instagram as well. Started doing that a little bit ago. Let's see what this one is. That was just a fun one. Oh yeah, that hurt. You guys ever sprained your back? So that's just being goofy. What's this one?
Guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. Guess mine is not the.
All right, so let's get further down. Oh, this one's cool.
We talk a lot about AI. We talk a lot about finance. We talk a lot about mental health, because there's a lot of things that stress and very successful people can build in other areas of their life. And maybe not the definition mental illness is got a pretty broad reach, and it's a pretty broad topic. But on the edges of that same topic are also just kind of shutting down within relationships because you're so bound up within who you are or other things that are going on in your life. We talk a lot about AI. We talk a lot.
So back to, I wanted to bring back, oh, by the way, Matt, is the sound coming through? Nobody's answered me so far, but is the sound coming through? What if you're still on? Is the sound coming through when I play those videos? It took some, actually, let me replay that again. Oh, this is kind of cool. See if the sound is coming through.
So many different topics because the great middle class has a lot of needs. The great middle class of America, and of course, by extension, the world. Any working class, any middle class of any developing nation, much less any nation at all, is the backbone of that economical structure. There's different systems, and we're all hearing about all that stuff right now. But at the end of the day, you've got a working class, a great middle class that needs to be unencumbered. Do so many different.
Love that, huh? So somebody help me out here. I want to make sure, Mr. Highcone, can you give me a real quick clip? Actually, you know what? I'm going to type it in here. Verify that sound is coming through. We're almost done with the show, by the way, so kind of late to get that answer. I was hoping a couple of other people that really work with us a lot. I was hoping that they would actually let me come out here. That they would jump in and give me some confidence and give me some comfort level, because otherwise, you know, as Rod Duff, your host here at Insights and Straight. Oh, yes, all good. Okay. I was just gonna shut down the show because I'm stressing here about this. Let's try this one. Hey, Matt, by the way, what do you think of this format? I don't ever do this. I've done this. I've tried this a couple of times. I got to get, my head is shiny. That's terrible. Look at that. That's a big time shame. I'm open YouTube. Yes, it's all good. I'm OPN YouTube. Is that
Okay, Matt, clarify for me. Help me, brother. Let's go on a couple of other ones. We're right at an hour now. YouTube is working. No, what do you think about this format? What do you think about? Gotcha. I got you here. By the way, here, this is where he's on. YouTube is working. Look at that handsome dude, huh? Look at that dude. Look at that jawline. Big old smile. I miss that. He's a good guy. A bromance, not anything else, but good guy. Just salt of the earth kind of thing going on with him. What I'm asking now is, what do you think of this format? Meaning, again, it's not a regular parts. I just wanted to come on and see how. I was suggested to me by some of the people that that would be a fun little thing, just to have a not a whole lot of in-depth conversation necessarily, but going through and looking at some past videos. I, in this case, chose to go with the Instagram social media posts. I do all my own editing. I do all my own videos and this stuff, and it's just something I've learned over the last. It's only been, let's see, May is when I started writing the book. Took me about a month or so. Several months to kind of start querying and then finding out, and then I started practicing on the podcast. And on my granddaughter's first birthday, appreciate the kind words, LOL. Well, I'm not going to say them anymore if you don't answer my question. Do you like this format, Matt? Damn it. Yeah, no, it's all good. But tell me, do you like this? I need some feedback. That's what it's all about. You know how it is. A product's made and it's good, or QC, quality control. They tell you if it's good or if you got to make some adjustments. You're my peeps. You're my community. I want to make sure I'm always putting out. Here, let me put this up. This is what Matt said. Yeah, let me know if you like this format. I mean, today it is what it is, but coming down to let's see, what was this? There's the bald head. I don't know, Matt, have you ever seen that? I don't think you've ever seen me in a bald head. That was a real fun one to do. You all know how much we are involved in mental health and in things that are out there available for the middle class to become that next level of competency and core ability and building your life from within, that inner child kind of becoming somebody who you're comfortable with now. With AI and everything that's going on, the need for us as the great middle class is critically important to continue to grow and evolve and come together. It's just a matter of the great middle class all around the world. We're the backbone of the economies of each government, the industrial of each government, and we're the ones that send all our taxes in for them to spend. Let's play that. You all know how much we are involved in mental health and in things that are out there available for the middle class to become that next level of competency and core ability and building your life from within, that inner child kind of becoming somebody who you're comfortable with now. With AI and everything that's going on, the need for us as the great middle class is critically important to continue to grow and evolve and come together. It's just a matter of the great middle class all around the world. We're the backbone of the economies of each government, the industrial of each government, and we're the ones that send all our taxes in for them to spend. Love that one. Let's see what we got. Here's coming soon. This is about to show.
Move in silence. And only speak when it's time to say checkmate. Move in.
I do like that.
and everybody else. I'm glad you said that, Matt, because I really do like this format. And the more I practice it, I'll get better at it. This is the first time I've ever done one that actually worked. I did a couple of shorter versions where I just put in a couple of clips, and that was great in that they saw the video, but they didn't hear anything. I figured something out that I was missing before in my program. I've run off of OBS, which is a different streaming, but it was so methodical. You know, it was very challenging and took a lot of memory, and so I moved over to StreamYard, and that's been working very well. I'm going to do a couple more, and then we're going to wrap for today. We're at about an hour and 6 minutes. Looks like people are kind of.
There's a pretty consistent group that come in depending on the message, but that message is dialed into each subject matter. In that subject matter, we have hundreds and thousands of people that are thirsting for these needs. Like I said, AI, like I said, finance, like I said, health and wellness. There's a pretty consistent group that come in depending. All right, let's do this one.
Being in this culture, which is dramatically different than what I'm used to, it's going to add a richness to another layer of what makes up our American society and country. And so I'm really excited how much more it will positively impact the content, because there's a lot of really great people all over this country that are just overlooked and don't know how to be found. In high school and college, they told me my nickname was Showboat. I'm not afraid of moving out there, but not everybody's the same.
So there you have it, folks. This show is about all of that. The show, and the reason to answer the question earlier, what about what's been the most rewarding part about the show? Having guys like Matt come on, people that I knew from other industries, and they're diving into the subject matter, and they're diving in, and whatever little bit it adds to the colors within the layers of their lives is what's important. And to see that coming through is fascinating to me. How the show focuses on rebuilding hope is so inspiring. And that's what we do here at Insights and Straight Talk. I'm your host, Rod Duff, and I'm out.
Before you leave, if you'd like to watch another one of the podcasts, click the first link in the description. We love having you here, and we appreciate all your support.
And with that, Producer Barbie and I are out.